Hey there boys and girls, I'm here today to talk about a big guy that I see being undervalued a lot by the community. The big armored boy. As things are right now, in every list or ranking that I saw except one, the armored titan was always placed very low and misunderstood. So in this video, I'm going to explain why these rankings are, in my opinion, wrong. Let's begin with the fact that most people say that they are going to base their judgment on the perspective that all the titans have their full power at their disposal, and that they aren't going to base themselves on the shifter that owns aforesaid titans at the moment, and then proceed to do those exact things. But that's not what I really wanted to point out. What I wanted to point out is the fact that I'm going to see the picture as a whole. I won't count wins achieved by superior battle techniques or better thinking. I'll take in consideration only the abilities, strength and weaknesses of the titan. Now let's get down to business. The armored boy main and most important trait is, as the name suggests, the heavy plated armor surrounding all of his body. As Reina states, not even an inch is left out. This armor renders a titan completely immune to any attack that isn't a really powerful concentrated blow, like Aaron's hardened punches or anti-titan weapons with specifically made bolts, like the thunder spears or the Moller's enemy cannons. Otherwise, any means of hurting him are utterly useless, like it's seen when Mikasa tries to cut him with her blades. It was shown at the very beginning of AOT that Reina was able to easily tank cannonballs and then smash Wall Mariah's interior gate without breaking a sweat. Another important factor that is very much worth considering is this titan's strength. The armored might be the physically strongest of the 9, second to the colossal of course. Proof of this is shown when Reina sends Eren flying with a single punch, and also when he is shown to throw normal titans at the Survey Corps with just one hand. Now let's talk about his weaknesses. He doesn't have any. Let me explain it better. Of course he can be defeated, but the fact that he has an armor has literally no downsides. It is shown that he can easily remove parts of his armor in order to gain speed and agility in case he needs it, and he can harden himself as he likes just like Eren can. The only things that come to my mind are the fact that he is heavier than the others, which can also be a useful thing, and that he is noisy, I guess, so that means he can't rely on stealth, which might be the only thing bad about it. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the armor is the best titan ability, I'm just saying that I don't see any downsides in it, unlike most of the rankings I talked about before do. Speaking of, let's rank him. I will not consider martial arts, drawn out battles in which the enemy waits for his opponent to turn back to a human, and I will also not consider the option of an escape. Let's begin. Against the cart titan I think it would be an easy victory for any other titan, so I'm not even gonna discuss it. Another one that doesn't need any discussion is the fight against the founding titan, which can't be won by any of the others due to his controlling ability, so let's skip it. Against the jaw titan, and talking about Galliard's version, the better one, if you ask me, the big armored boy might have some serious problems. His powerful jaw could probably easily crack through the armor, and his superior mobility could easily get him to force the big boy into submission. But counting in the fact that the jaw titan is much smaller and the armored titan is much physically stronger, it would probably take about only 1 or 2 successful hits to get the jaw titan in a really dangerous and possibly fatal position. Even though it would be possible, I'm still going to give the victory to the smaller guy. Since I'm a clairvoyant, I know that you are thinking about that time where Zeke's Beast Titan won against Reina, so let's analyze that. It is shown that Reina's armor is broken only in some points, and it looks like that damage was dealt from something like a projectile, which we know Zeke is really good at throwing. Also, the Beast's Titan hands seem completely fine, so it is very unlikely that he actually punched through the armor. Also counting that his long arms are good at throwing, but probably not very strong compared to the other titans is. We don't know much about the physical strength of the Beast Titan, which I think might be lesser than the one of the armored, but we still have to count in that he is 17 meters tall and almost twice as large as any of the other titans. So my final verdict will be this: if the fight takes place somewhere where the Beast Titan can pick up and throw stuff at the armored titan, he would surely win. If the battle however sees the two being close, it would most likely come in favor of the big boy. Let's get to the Attack Titan. It is clearly shown that the only way Eren can take on Reiner is by using martial arts, running away or getting helped. Otherwise, every time it came to it, the Armored absolutely destroyed him. It should also be noted that Reiner never meant to kill Eren, so he had to hold back a bit. But as I said, we are not talking of the shifters, but of the mere powers that this big semi-naked giants hold. It is clear that the Attack Titan wouldn't be able to do that much damage to the armor before receiving some damage himself from the much stronger attacks of the Armored Titan, who could also harden his fists to deal even more damage. So we get a clear victory for the big boy. Female Titan, it's your turn. Same as the Attack Titan, except that she might be a bit quicker, but also more fragile, which might lead her to an even faster defeat. Sorry Annie. Very big boy, you're up.
What's good, niggas?
I have this thing going that every Titan, except the Cut, could defeat the Colossal. His heat waves won't do much to any of them, and the only mean he has to hurt them is either step on or fall on them. They could just climb up his back and make quick work of him due to his slowness. If you think about the big explosion that he delivers when transforming, well, that's another pair of sleeves. The blow would probably kill every Titan that gets caught in it. Or would it? Before you say it, I know that Bertold stopped his attack when he saw Reiner, but he saw him demolished and on his knees. I think that if he closes himself like a hedgehog, he might very well withstand it. Now, let's face it, the Warhammer Titan is a problem. We don't know much about it, and so I can't judge, but if Eren managed to defeat it, even if with some help, I think that the Armored might be able to make it on top. So, in the end, I'm counting the fight with the Beast and Warhammer Titans as 2 ties. This gets us to 4 victories, 2 ties and 2 losses, one of which is against the Founding Titan, which is unbeatable. Thus we can conclude that this beautiful armored clusterfuck has a good chance of winning against any of the other Titans, except from God. I'd really appreciate if you shared with me your opinions in the comments, and you told me where, if I was wrong. Peace out guys.